Hey everybody, it's John and it's Dry Fire Monday sponsored by Mantis. Today we're going to talk about how we use our eyes and why some kind of traditional-ish tactical training with handgun shooting I don't think is the best way, so we'll work on a little better way this week to get our gun up into our visual plane and get shots on target. There are live fire training tools and dry fire training tools. Mantis X is the only one that does both. It will change the way you shoot for the better. It has helped me immensely. So here's what I see all the time. I see it on the range. It's famous on the grams, and you know if it's on the grams, it's got to be real, right? There's the grams are where it's at. So what I see all the time is I see this tactical turtle, and what I mean by that, if I turn sideways so you can see my dry fire targets are over here anyways, I'm going to go look at that, and I dive my head down and dive the gun up, and I'm ducking. I'm using this tactical turtle. Now, true tactical turtle is I get my elbows way up and I get my shoulders up high to protect my ears or something. I'm not sure. And what that does, though, when I dip my head like this, I am looking out the top portion. I'm looking kind of through my eyebrows and through my eyelashes for sure. Now, when you do that, if you're honest, I have a hard time. I really can't show this to you on camera because the lens of the camera doesn't do this. You're going to have to do this for yourself. But when you do, you will see this, that when you dive down like this and bring the gun up, first of all, you can't see above yourself very well. And secondly, you will notice that you stop seeing quite so well. Your vision becomes a little bit blurry and you don't have as much visual acuity with your target. Now recognize, in that moment, when you are using your firearm in a defensive encounter, things are going crazy, and as much visual acuity as you can muster is incredibly important. So instead, what I want you to do is I want you to look through the center of your eyeballs. Now I get it, you're always going to look through your pupil, right? All the light's going through your pupil, that's going to go through that stuff. But I don't want to put it down here like this. I want to keep my face pointed at my threat, so then that way I can drive the gun to it. And the way that I do that, what I envision and think about, is I think about keeping my chin and my nose pointed at my target. When I drop my chin like this, it's not pointed at my target anymore, and really the tip of my nose is not pointed at my target either. They're both pointing down. Instead, I think about keeping them pointed at the target, so then that way what I have to do is I have to bring the gun up to my eyes. That does two things. Number one, my target is now in the center of my visual space. I'm not using the top of my eyes. I'm using the center of my eyes, which is the place that it is designed to do. Your body is designed to look in the center. You generally, if something's coming over here, you don't go that way. You'll usually turn your face to look at it. That's exactly how the human body is generally best going to operate, because that's where the most visual acuity is. That does that for you. It also simplifies the problem of getting your sights up to your eyes. Because if I'm doing this, if I'm coming down with my head and up with my gun, I have two things at the same time. I have a motion this way and a motion this way, both of which have to stop, or they might, overlap each other and overshoot, and it's much harder. If instead this stays the same and this drives up to it, I only have one change in plane, and I can bring that up at a faster pace without overshooting. So I keep my face pointed at the target, drive the gun up, see my sights, and press the trigger. I drive my gun up, see my sights, and press my trigger. And I can do that again and again and again. What I also will see is, again, I can see my target better. Now, of course, I'm a red dot shooter. I'm still testing this Shield RMS on Benvolio. That's irrelevant, but as a dot shooter, I'm always target focused. I'm not looking at the dot, never look at the dot. I'm always looking at my target. So I just see that, and there comes my dot, and now I can press my trigger. I'm not going fast. I can prep, there's my dot, and go from there. Now, if I ignore my dot for a moment, which I will, and go front sight instead, I can get a grip on the gun, see there's my front sight, got it, and press the trigger. I can then see my front sight, got it, press the trigger. Easy peasy lemon squeezy when I'm not dipping my head. Now, how do you know if you're dipping your head? Pretty simple. Grab your cell phone, grab your spouse, set your cell phone down on something nearby, turn it on, and do some dry fire reps. Get your Mantis unit if you've got it. Then that way you're getting objective, measurable feedback out of your reps, and then just drive it out, see it. Drive it up to yourself, see the center of your eyes, there it is. Now, I get it. Some people are going to say from a tactical perspective, John, this makes me a smaller target. Really doesn't make you that much smaller of a target. All the best competitive shooters in the world are now bringing the gun up to their eyes and not driving their head down to the gun. And when it comes time to shoot, When it says, wait a minute, I got to draw this gun and go to work, well, guess what? Right now, I have a shooting problem. I'm not, again, I'm not talking about a entangled gunfight where I'm at a number 2 position in a thumb pectoral index. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about this guy's 2 arm lengths or more away. I got to drive this gun out, see my sights, and shoot him. That's what my job is right now. And when it's my job to shoot him at a pressed out position, I want to do so in the best way I can. So keep your head up. Drive the gun out, see your sights, press the trigger. Drive the gun out, see the sights, press trigger. It's a little high on that one. Drive it out, press your sights, C, press C, press C. That's all you got to do, and that will help you to get faster as a shooter. It will help you more reliably bring your sights up into your visual plane. It will help you see your targets better, and it'll help you hit them better. You can do this in dry fire, then go out to the range and do it live fire. You'll see your targets get better. You'll see your shot groups improve, and you will become a better shooter. Have a great week with it this week, everyone.